Hi, Facebook. Just building an audience. Can't start talking. Can't start giving away my gems until there's an audience. So, until then, I'll let you revel in my triple pierced ear and watch me eat an Asian pear. Excuse you. Whoa, you guys. Hi, Blaine. You want to tell them you had a nice day? Did you have a good Monday? You get some treats? For going outside and having a poop? We like to refill, huh? If you get a poop, you get a treat, right? You gotta re-up. You want to buy this Asian pear? What is that, a burp? Guess you don't. Have I ever had any other pets? In my 20s, which was like not that long ago, I had a very large orange cat named Catsby, but he died. He died of cat AIDS and a vascular tumor in his throat. Well, I thought we could all use a quick break from the horrors going on outside of our doors. I also just want to say, everybody gets so angry when comedians or actors or singers have a political opinion. But it's like, everyone's entitled to an opinion. And it's not like I'm putting the jokes in a special and you're chained to a chair. People get touchy when it's their beliefs in question. Just like conservatives get upset when you bring up the idea of guns. Hopefully we can all just have discussions and not be absolute maniacs about it. Regardless, I don't think it detracts from the fact that I'm really funny. So there's that. Anyway, Catsby did have cat AIDS. And it's not like AIDS, I mean, it's an autoimmune deficiency, so that could be, it's a lot of things. I also find that drinking water from a protein shake or tumbler makes me feel better. So, that's it. I just thought I'd check in with everyone and see how everyone's feeling. And that's it. I will say this. Well, I did go to a protest the other day. And then it was at the very beginning of people starting to protest at airports. And so on Sunday, a lot of people were at the airport, and I didn't go for a couple of reasons. One, I'd been to a protest the day before. Two, I have a large platform, not as big as some celebrities, but definitely bigger than the average person. And I think the communication and spreading of ideas is worth a lot. Third, I go to the airport almost every week as it is. And it's weird because I care so much, and I genuinely have to remember that, like, the fate of our democracy doesn't rest on my shoulders. Like, what I say and do ultimately only affects very few people, but we're trying, and I think I'm doing what's right. And I didn't go to the airport, and this is going to sound like such a champagne problem white girl thing to say, but, like, typically, I go out with Smokey Husky, or I go out drinking, and I post selfies and pictures and all those things. And we went out Sunday. We had planned on going out to eat, and I just didn't have it in me to post anything. I think I posted like 2 pictures. This sounds like, it was hard for me to enjoy my brunch, but feel me on this. Like, it felt bad to be enjoying anything when something so horrible was happening. Like, how could I, in good conscience, like, sit there and be like, Sundays, dog filter, when our rights as Americans, we feel, are being chipped away at. So that's it. So I just thought it was interesting because, you know, bad things happen all over the world, and the only answer is typically like, well, enjoy your life. Well, kiss your loved ones. Well, pray for those people. And on Sunday, it was kind of a joyless endeavor. Like, we went to eat, but I didn't have it in my heart. And I'm glad. I'm glad I felt that way, because that means it's hit me on a very deep level versus like, oh, put an American flag in your avatar. So I'm glad that other people feel that way. It doesn't mean you should stop enjoying your life. It's why people hate us, because Americans enjoy their lives. I've said this before. But like coming out of the Middle East, fucking Al Qaeda or ISIS, is Al Qaeda even a thing? They hate us because like organically, we know how to have fun and we're good looking. I've said this before, like, oh cool, you guys run around in underground tunnels and tents all day, hating women, punching yourselves in the dick. You know what we have? Fucking Bud Light and tits. Ow! I don't even drink beer. My boobs get in the way. So anyways, if you're feeling bad, that's a good thing. And if you're questioning things, that's a good thing. And if you're just sitting there, I had a whole debate. I think I convinced a relative, you know, this isn't about like, I'm right, fuck yeah. This is really about, Cornell says white girls rock. Thank you. I've done it. You're allowed to be upset. And everyone's like, oh, liberal crybabies. I'm like, look at how upset people get when you try to touch their guns. You're gonna touch my gun. So fucking whatever. If you're not upset about this, keep your mouth shut. But you're still welcome at my show. We can't be divided. What we can be. Oh my goodness. I mean, have you ever, look at that body. Don't body shame your dog. Kelly says, I think they hate us in part because we meddle in their affairs for a long time. Among other reasons, of course. Yeah, but there's a long-standing tradition of us in the Middle East not getting along. Like going back to the 1700s, just different ideals, different everything. America's the fucking good-looking cool kid in school. Or like does its own thing. And other countries are like, we have a long tradition. And we're like, fuck your tradition. I don't have junk laying around. Is that my place? I throw a lot of things away. I find great, as I've gotten older, please look at me. I take great pleasure in throwing things out. Right, Tyler Brandon says, people saying she shouldn't have opinion because she is famous. Classic. I bet she pays more in taxes a year than you guys do your entire life. Truth. And that doesn't give me, I shouldn't have necessarily more say just because I happen to make more money off of random art. But the idea that you wouldn't want to hear my opinions, like, of course you do. That's why you listen to me talk for a living. I'm not an interpretive dancer. Am I bringing Blanche to Boston? Blanche, are you shipping up to Boston? Are you shipping up to Boston? Give me kisses. No. Give me a kiss, please. Oh. Fishy. Blanche is coming to Boston. Blanche is, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. What have you been munching on? Cat vagina? Is that what you've been doing? I gotta get in that mouth. Hello. Oh. You can lick that. You can lift a lip. Smell it. I don't care. I don't care what they think. I don't care about what they think of our love. Blanche will be in Foxwoods. Blanche will be in Boston. Just so you know what I have to go through to get to Foxwoods. We take a train from Boston to the casino, which is on ancient burial grounds. And then we have to, we do the show. And the flight out is at 6 a.m., but the ride to the airport is over an hour. So I have to leave at 3 a.m. to get to Hartford in time to take a nonstop flight home. Life is so hard. Too bad you're not coming to Buffalo, Matt says. Too bad Buffalo doesn't have a theater that invited me. Bring Blanche to Canada. I do. She's not coming to Vancouver because it's a one-night trip. And honestly, with the way things are now in general, like, I find myself, if I bring the dog, I have to get in a special line at customs. And I'm in line with people that are bringing, like, hunting equipment, people coming from other countries. Like, I get treated like I might be killing people just because I've declared this dog. So sometimes it's not worth it to wait in line that long. Come to Cleveland, it breaks my heart. You won't come near me. I'm sorry, Zoe. Justin says, just my view, more liberals say things like keep your mouth shut if you don't agree, the more you push moderates to the right. Liberals are not correct. You know what? I don't disagree with you. And that's what makes me so wonderful. I think liberals are the first ones to get very angry. Conservatives are the first ones to be stubborn. But at least liberals listen, and at least liberals appreciate a conversation. But you're right. I do think liberals are the first ones to be like, fuck you. Fuck you, this is real hemp. Can't wait to see you in Minneapolis. Yes, Lisa. You bought tickets for April 1st. I hate having shows on April Fool's Day. Because I'm like, come see me, no joke. Yes, jokes, but I'm really coming. Come back to Tempe. I just want to provide my kids with a home where... Oh, Jesus. Mario, I think you're joking. I don't know, that's not funny. We're going to move on from that. That's the other thing I wanted to say. I'm really tired of this hold your hand, kumbaya feminism, where I'm supposed to just love women blindly. As a true feminist, my neo-feminism is judging people based on character, not chromosomes. And that is something I said on Twitter today, and I feel like it could be a bumper sticker. The problem with that is too many people already have preconceived notions about women. So it's very hard for most people to blindly and fairly be like, I'm judging you based on your character. So people get so upset. They're like, Kellyanne Conway, she grew up poor and she ran the first successful presidential campaign as a woman. I'm like, but she got a shithead elected. Like, let's look at the merit of what you've done and your character versus just blindly being excited that because that's almost a handicap. To be like, oh, because you're a woman, you did a good job. That's insulting, really. That's like saying you got a job because you're a woman. It's up there. Yeah. But then you have the other side where, I'm blanking on her name now. What's the black girl's name? Selma Hayek took her head off in an interview at a SAG meeting recently. If you are not white, your life has been harder. That's all there is to it. And I can't even, it's difficult too, because as a white person, there's a lot of white people at those protests. And, and a lot of us are liberal and we want to help, but you can't, it's interesting because you want to help, but you can't even for a second pretend to understand the struggle of somebody who is black or Latino or gay or transgender or whatever, or something other than white. And so it's like you want to help, but your nose kind of doesn't belong in their business. So her whole thing, I gotta get the girl's name. What is her name? The black girl with the braids in the article. I'll find it and I'll come back to it. Kellyanne Conway did look like Sailor Moon. Whether you're a fan or not, you can be like someone dressed like an idiot. No, not Stacey Dash. Ah, crap. Someone's gonna know this. And no one cares, but... Where is it? Getting there. Jessica Williams, sorry. So Selma Hayek was just like, you need to look past the fact that you're a black woman. And it's just like, all right, Selma, I get that you're Latin and Arab, but it's still a little bit different. Black women are treated like third-class citizens in this country. It's the worst thing to be a black woman from a social standpoint. And that's terrible, and we should fix that for sure. And people should be given opportunities if they earn them. It was interesting because I was talking to someone, a Trump supporter, which is fine. Not everybody, some people are single issue voters, and it had to do with maybe they don't like the way he treated women, but they like that he says things, or they like his fiscal policies or whatever. And I was explaining about why minorities don't always have the best options, and how some people, even if you were raised in a decent area, you may not, or for me, you look at someone, growing up, I was like, I don't understand why underprivileged kids can't just know that they can go to college, and that's a very myopic thing to say because not everyone knows it. Some people are so ensconced in a poor culture or in a bad situation that they just don't know it. And so people have to be given chances and given opportunities. And this person said, well, my company, we have to hire a black person and a Mexican person, but really, if they can't have the job, they shouldn't get it. I'm like, they shouldn't keep the job. Doesn't matter your color or anything. If you're not qualified, you shouldn't get the job or keep the job. And to sit there and say, oh, we pick people based on character. No, that's where the term boys club comes from. I've been there. I've not gotten stuff because oh, well, you're a girl. So if you're one of the few and smart that can judge people based solely on a blind resume, then that's great. But people do need help, and people do need help getting those opportunities because we're not colorblind. So I just think that's interesting. You can discriminate against a social class, Bethany. I'm sorry. People look at poor people all the time and think that they're lazy. And if you are poor, you don't have the same advantages. Like if you're poor and you don't do well in school, like who's going to hire you a tutor? I had garbage SAT scores after like a very long time with an SAT tutor. All I'm saying is if we all could just have a little bit more compassion and think outside the suburban bubbles we were raised in, like me, and that's fair. Affirmative action, am I for it? I don't know. I think parts of it. I don't think you should give someone a job if they can't handle it, but I don't think that's what that's about. I do think it's about looking beyond what you think you should hire just because it's readily available. If somebody can't keep a job, I don't know, then you absolutely shouldn't have it. That's a case-by-case basis, but that's for each company to deal with. It's literally impossible, Matt says, to not judge someone on first looks. Looks first. You know what we're doing for my late night show? I have asked people to submit packets, which is what you do when you're hiring writers, and I'm having their names removed from the top of the packet. Because what I want to do is make sure that I'm hiring people first and foremost because they're funny, second and fifth most, because they have a good grasp socially. And I'm okay with both sides because I don't want to be someone liberal just shooting conservative fish in a barrel. I think we have a lot of that. A little bit middle of the road is probably more of what we need, someone that listens and definitely is funny. But I'm having the names removed from the packets because I don't want to hire people based on any preconceived notion. And then if we look at it, oh, and it turns out I've just picked a packet of like 10 women, then okay, maybe that's a conversation to be had. Taking the names off. Anyway. Everybody gets so upset. They're like, why is this being funnier? I'm like, because I'm saying real shit. I'm dropping hot truth bombs. Plus, it's my Facebook account. So if you don't like it, you can go jump in a lake. Would you like to see my... Ryan says, I'm not denying that shitty things happen to minorities in this country, but please don't equate that with how minorities are treated in the Arab world. I'm not. I didn't say anything about that. You can't go around comparing. I mean, women get their heads chopped off for driving in Saudi Arabia. The objective as Americans is to be better. That's why this ban was so horrible. You are allowed to not let people in your country, and we have a vetting process. We haven't had any foreign-born terrorist kill anyone here. They've all been Americans. They've all been approved. They've all been here. We haven't had any refugees, rather, come in and do it. The objective is to be better, is to be more compassionate. Of course we do fucked up things. We're a country. We're not running a goddamn charity. But I've always said this. The worst day in America is better than the best day in most places. Oh, shitty things are happening in Africa and the Middle East to minorities and people and women and Christians and other Muslims. Okay, we'll get here. It's not as bad. And the objective is to be better than them. That's why it was so bad. Because telling someone while they're in mid-air, oh, by the way, you can't land here. Oh, what's that? You're running from religious persecution? You can't come. Oh, what's that? You're in the middle of a school year? You can't come. It signified a greater power. It signified something worse to come. That's what it is. Did some people overreact? Maybe. But still, you can't take any chances. Slippery slope. Anyways, refugees are not the ones we have to be afraid of. It's like angry white dudes who don't get to fuck enough. Thank you, Annie. Thanks, Alice. The objective is to be better. And that's why people come here. That's why these people wanted to come here. Oops. Because America is better. And you have a better chance here. And people are like, oh, what about Sharia law being established in France and England? Well, they better get their fucking shit together. And if you come here and that is your objective, well, guess what? A lot of us have guns. And that brings me to another point. The idea that punching a Nazi is okay, it's not. I'm Jewish, and I'm telling you it's not. Because your rights end at your neighbor's nose, the guy's a fucking piece of shit. But the idea that because you don't agree with someone, you get to carry out physical retribution, again, a slippery slope. Just because a Nazi's a piece of shit doesn't mean you get to decide their punishment. So that's it. They also come to try and destroy us. I mean, there are Americans who want to destroy us. They also come to try to destroy us. I don't think like sad Syrian women are coming here. They're coming here for a better life. Also, you're kind of spitting in the face of the military and anybody that vets these people that they're not doing a good job. Show me a refugee that's done something. Like, honestly. So, just try to be a little bit more compassionate. Do I have a passion for, like, Middle Eastern culture? No. Like, could I name you one city in Yemen? No. Do I care about the fact that as America, we're supposed to be taking these huddled masses? It goes against our values as Americans. And some of these are children. Anyway. That's it. Those are my thoughts. It's shocking I have to explain this, but whatever. It's the burden of the educated. Shannon Reardon says they're literally seeking refuge from war. Why would they want to create war? Shenanigans says, you keep talking about the real issues, Iliza. Yeah. Also, one more thing, don't be lazy. Like, if your family is Latino and you're anti this wall, then you also need to stand with the idea that, like, refugees can come in and immigrants. You can't be a single issue, like, fist pumper. If it all lies under the banner of being an American, you got to stand up for all of it. I'm Jewish and legal and white, and I'm anti all these things. Just giving examples. Black Lives Matter, no wall, no Muslim ban, all these things fall under the banner of people just wanting to be treated like humans in what I hope is the greatest country on earth. Let's help people fix their own countries so they don't have to flee their homelands. Well, when we go in and try to fix things, then we kind of leave a messy mistake, like Afghanistan, Iraq. And people's argument is, why can't we fix stuff at home first? This all is all under the umbrella. It's America's policy is taking people and being a refuge for these places. So you have to multitask. Do we have to fix our infrastructure? For sure. But that doesn't mean you can't help people at the same time. People who could help us too. Anyway. The issue is that police records for people aren't very good in places like Syria. Terrorists blend in and attack. Yeah, but they're getting vetted here. We're not asking the Syrian police to back us up on this one. Anywho, again, stunned at how right I am. It's pretty amazing. Alexander Sky says, it was the greatest country on earth till a bunch of white people came and stole it. No, sweetheart. It got its reputation for that because of our founding fathers. Don't get too liberal and weird. Okay? That's dumb. America's known for that because of the technology and who we've taken in. I'm not saying stealing from Native Americans in the brutal way we did it was right, but don't be like, it was the greatest thing ever when there were no states or technology. It's actually amazing. I didn't go to school for political science. It's amazing how much I'm able to grasp just by reading the fucking news and having a head on my shoulders. So that's it. Everyone's got to do their part. And if you're American, you got to stand up for everyone. That's it. It's part of being American. Justin, I don't think that they're using the cover stories for their records. And you know what? If I'm wrong, if one incident is wrong, like, that's ridiculous. That's like saying, you know what that's like saying? If you let a refugee in and they end up being a terrorist, that's like saying, oh, I made friends with a black guy and he robbed me. Okay, well, that was that guy. That's not a pattern. And it's this kind of fear-mongering that makes us all not understand each other. I wonder how many of you think I have horns. Let's not kid ourselves. This country was great because of people like Pip Pop. And not since. We haven't won a war since World War II. There you go. Lauren says, Texas can't finish repairing highways. I'd love to see them build and finish a wall. Oh, for sure. Like LAX, forget the protesters. I don't even think they would go notice. I'm pretty sure Los Angeles International Airport was based on a child's drawing competition. Bethany says, people deny what happened to the Native Americans just like they deny a Holocaust happened. It's sick. I don't think people deny the Native American one as much as they don't know. Like, the story of Thanksgiving is kind of bullshit. And they don't teach in the history books that, like, we gave the Indians smallpox. History is written by the winners, so those things are left out. Holocaust deniers are just assholes. The American one, I think, is just for lack of education. I don't think it's being denied, though. Somebody says, Craig says, I'm intrigued to know why you think the U.S. is the greatest country on earth. Because it's my country. Duh. Anyway. We're going to be doing some shows. I will not be doing a show this weekend. I'm going to a wedding. The first one in a very long time. I was like, it's time to go. It's time to go and be a human and put on a dress. So that's what I'm going to do. Joseph Diaz says Alex was based on when there were 9 billion less people, which is even sadder that, like, no one would be like, oh, maybe our money should go to fixing our fucking airport instead of building new stadiums and having 35 new teams. Maybe that's what taxes should go to. Maybe it should be more expensive to live here. I don't know. I'm not like a civil engineer. Tina Salmon says, you're coming to our Grand Rapids show. Thank you for laughing. I'm excited. I'm coming back to Laugh Fest. It's Gilda's Laugh Fest. I'm pretty sure it benefits cancer research. I feel like a lot of things benefit cancer research. Who's getting married? My friend Lindsay is getting married to her boyfriend. Cali is expensive enough, but still, our airport is hot garbage fire. You know why LAX is garbage? Because they put the international terminal smack in the middle. Like, oh, you know what we should do for people who have to drive to this airport every day? Make them drive past a gigantic monolithic international terminal. It should be its own separate thing. And I have a whole thing. I have a whole Hempel Grandel drawing to make it more humane. Temple Grandin. That would have been funny. Okay. I can't wait for Vancouver, too. It is an entire wedding made of cheese. Thank you. Yeah, Jen, I hear you. Well, I don't know. That's it. And I just wanted to check in with everyone and say hi. And that's it. I hope to see you all. Probably talk to you again. I hope to see you all on Valentine's Day in Los Angeles. I will be at the Wilshire Ebell Theater. Got a couple tickets left. And that's a perfect show. Because if you don't have a date, which I think Valentine's Day is so dumb. With a Smokey Husker or without one, I've always thought it was dumb. But my comedy will be your date. Thanks, Jalen. I like how all the Canadians extend their condolences. And then Justin Trudeau showed us up. He's like, we'll take the refugees. I was like, you just made us look like the biggest assholes. Thanks a lot. What's that? What do you want to know about? Just bask in the glory of this animal. Look at those ears. Do you hear the future? She's always worried about the future. And by the future, I mean where her next meal's coming from. And the answer is she already ate it. The answer is she's 16.2 pounds and she's got to lose some weight. I'm body shaming you. I'm body shaming you. Do you guys want to see something crazy? Ready? Doesn't my dog's fur look like brisket? I'm showing them your body. Doesn't that look like brisket? Do it. Do it. Shake, shake, shake. Dust, dust, dust. Shake, shake, shake. Dust, dust, dust. Dust, dust, dust. This is very satisfying. If you want to grab your dog by the... What? I'm just letting them know about you. Something on your ear. There you go. Go like this. Dust, dust, dust. Dust, dust, dust. Dust, dust, dust. Dust, dust, dust. Try it. It's good. All right. Well, I finished my Asian pear. And I'm going to put on a little bit of bass. I'm not going to put on bass. I'm going to go to dinner with a friend who used to work at Netflix, so that's fun. We're going to talk about the future. You guys are wonderful. Enjoy your life. See you at the Wilshire Ebell on Valentine's Day. And I'll see you in Vancouver. And if you have any questions about where else I'm going to be, probably near you, go to Iliza.com and you can meet me by going to OMG VIP. And you guys are great. Enjoy your lives. Bye-bye.